13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome on into We Stomped You Out, a New York Football Giants podcast, Season 7, Episode number 2. We could also rename it to Season 7, Episode 2 of Groundhog Day. Welcome on in, everybody. I am Steve. I got Timmy T right on over here. We're in the matching grays today, totally unplanned, but sexy as hell. What's going on, Timmy?
Like you said, it's Groundhog Day. That's it. I honestly don't know how much longer I can do this. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I just don't know anymore.
It's rough. It's a really elongated period of time to have to deal with the shit.
And it's not getting better. It's not getting better.
No, because now, and we'll get to it as we start the show. Now we're just repeating mistakes. Just repeating shit, not having healthy players on the roster to do anything for us. So that's where we're at in season 7. You would have hoped. You go back to that season where we not the season that we made the playoffs, but the season that we were hoping for the division title at 6 wins, and then the playoffs, and we thought maybe we're heading the right direction. Daboll, Daniel Jones had a really nice season. Barkley on the same page, make the playoffs, beat Kirk Cousins in the playoffs, and then just downhill from there. Timmy. So let's kind of like dive right into it, obviously, as we always do. Last week, when I sent it to you, and if you've ever watched the show, I ship it off to Timmy for the good, the bad, and the ugly. Last week, I made a really easy announcement. There was no good and there's no bad. It was just ugly.
Just ugly.
This week, a couple of steps forward here and there.
Baby steps.
But one big blunder.
Yeah.
One big blunder. Timmy, toss it to you, sir.
Well, the good is obviously Malik Nabers. He is what we thought he was. Thank God for Malik Nabers this week. He had the brunt of, he had all the receiving yards, basically. He had
basically.
Which, by the way, I'm going to give Daniel Jones a good this week. Not a great. He didn't make any mistakes, which is huge for him. But he couldn't get the ball to anybody else but Nabers. But Malik Nabers looks like he's going to be the real deal. Thank goodness for him. The defense did vastly improve from week 1. The only problem is, like you said, third down. Can't get off the field. Long plays. I mean, they should have never been in the red zone. Long plays. They can't give up the long plays and the third downs. Why? I don't understand. You know how you know those stats around like the Giants haven't beaten the Redskins when the moon was full on Saturn this and that. It's like none of that makes any fucking sense because one has nothing to do with the other. But for us, it seems like we're cursed to where we can't get off the field on third down. God forbid there's a penalty that doesn't go our way, then they fall apart. And the long ass plays. Every year it's the same thing. Hit the groundhog. That's exactly what it is.
We're guys.
Hand in mine. Then put your little hand in mine. There ain't no hill or mountain.
I think that's where we're at.
Yeah.
Smashing the alarm.
Smashing radios, smashing TVs, smashing remote controls.
And by the way, for you young folk out there, that's what alarm clocks used to look like back in the day.
Right? So yeah, I mean that's pretty much I would say that was the best part. The offensive line is going to come somewhere in between good and bad. Daniels, I mean, but I think this is the play calling, Steve. I think this is no imagination. Because look, I have through 2 games, through 2 games, right? This is what our O-line is doing right now. Andrew Thomas, 1 sack through 2 games. John Runyon, 1 sack, 1 quarterback hit. John Michael Schmitz, 1 quarterback hit, 2 pressures. Greg Van Roten had 2 quarterback hits, 4 pressures. He's our problem right now.
Yeah.
And Jermaine Elmior, 3 quarterback hits. He's also the problem, 2 pressures. So we're having a little problem on that right side. But that's not bad, considering.
We used to have a lot of problems on the left side and people dying from their blind side.
Getting hit from the back. I mean, considering what they've been the last couple of years, that's not too bad.
No.
That's why they're in between good and bad. Yeah, I mean, they're showing something, but I still go back to the play calling. So I don't see any imagination. I don't see any creativity with this offense at all.
Right, and we talked about this last week on the show, and then we also kind of talked about it for the first 20 minutes of Unsportsmanlike Conduct one episode, where and it becomes a little bit more obvious now, where you had a good game by the offensive line, a good couple of games by the offensive line, but still. I mean, Jones, you get 3 touchdowns on the offensive end, and you give up none, and you lose the freaking game, and we'll get to that part.
Yeah.
But that just cannot happen in the NFL. It just cannot happen in the NFL.
Well, yeah. Sorry.
but the play calling, back to that, the routes that were run in the opening game by Nabers, what was it, 3 or 4 that were outside of 20 yards? And you give Jones some time and just air it out. And he did a couple times this past game. He overthrew on one.
Twice. Yeah.
Missed Nabers. And the other part, the other good part is, and we mentioned this last night on Unsportsmanlike, was yes, Nabers had 10 catches, 173 billion targets, and 1 drop, and that's kind of what he focused on. And not to say that that's what a rookie should do, but it's nice to see a rookie kind of focusing on the game itself outside of the stats.
Yep, exactly. As for the ugly portion, Dave just brought it up too. Graham Gano can't stay healthy, man. Get rid of him. Tired of him. Yes, he did cost us a game in a way.
This is a W. This is a win.
This is a win if we had a goddamn kicker in the game. You're absolutely right. But here's the rest of the ugly. You ready? Here, I got some good ones here. Because the Giants love making history, baby. Listen, first person to ever spike a ball,
yeah, baby.
Homer Jones, New York Giants. First Gatorade bath, Carl Banks, New York Giants. First person to say I'm going to Disneyland, Phil Simms, New York Giants. We're setting records. We're setting trends. Here we go. Ready for this one? Yes. Giants were 3 for 3 in the red zone. The Redskins were 0-6. 0 for 6 in the red zone. Giants faced only 8 third downs. Commanders faced 13 third downs. Daniel Jones, 75% percentile of the EPA play. Jaden Daniels, 69%. He outplayed him. Yes, and don't get me wrong, Jaden Daniels had the longer passes, the better passes, and he could move a lot better. Yep. Giants touchdowns 3. Redskins 0. We lose the fucking game.
Unbelievable.
How does this happen?
And you're just watching it unfold, and you're like, nah, this ain't going to happen. Nah, not this week.
Now, here we go. This is the other part of the ugly. Fucking Brian Daboll. He makes ridiculous decisions. You don't have a kicker. You're down to 2 minutes in the game. They're on the 10. Let them score. Why not let them score? Then you have a shot at winning, going on a drive and winning the fucking game. No, instead you're calling timeouts and you're doing this. What the fuck are you doing?
In a game that you've been moving the ball.
Yes.
You've actually shown that you can get the ball going. And
they let them run out the clock and then score the fucking final field goal or whatever. You should have let them score the touchdown. Then at least you had a shot at winning. Because either way, you were going to lose then. But at least you gave Jones and the offense a goddamn chance to win the game. Nope. Yep. We're not going to do that. We're going to be stupid timeouts, stupid decisions. My Daboll is my faith in him is waning by the day. And the scariest part is you can't get rid of him. You can't. Yeah. We can't get rid of him next year no matter what. He'll be back next year. He has to be. We have to keep consistency, and we have to see what he's going to do with his quarterback. He wants a quarterback. Let him go get his quarterback. Let's see what happens. so he's going to be around for another year. He has to be. I don't want to get rid of him yet, but he needs a wake up call, big time.
He needs to be put in the walls, Jericho.
Fine, I'll take it.
Put him in the walls.
I'll take it.
Sorry, I got upset. Trey Turner just hit a home run. Tie game. I'm watching baseball.
Okay.
Anthony doesn't.
I got the Jets over here. So.
Okay, yeah. You think so? You think? Well, either way. I mean, wherever you feel the fault lies, it's in the head coach and not being prepared with a healthy kicker. Like the first time, okay, all right, he got hurt during warm-ups or whatever. You didn't have the kicker. You were the head coach of the year.
Yeah. Where the hell did that go?
You were the head coach of the year, and now you just don't make any sense in your play calling and your decision making in your roster construction at that point. And now after the fact, obviously, we bring in what's this guy's name? He used to kick for the Vikings.
Oh, I didn't even see we brought somebody in. I didn't even see.
Yeah.
The Vikings, who have the history of the worst.
Greg Joseph.
They have the worst. Like they've lost so many heartbreakers with the kicker. Why are you bringing this guy in?
Greg Joseph. Well, I guess his last team was the Packers, but he's Vikings and Packers. So he's in, and Graham Gano is defending Daboll. Of course he is, because he's the guy who was out there. But if you're going to defend Daboll, get out there and do your one job. Get out there and be prepared to do your one job 3 times a game. With the Giants, 2 times a game. You just kick the damn ball.
He got hurt on the
kickoff.
McAfee.
McAfee come out there, get some entertainment.
And he got hurt on the kickoff too, which is even worse.
Yeah, exactly. And
I don't think field goal.
I feel like we all knew there that we were going to lose by some type of a field goal bullshit.
I don't think field goal kickers should kick off. That should be the punter's job.
Yes. Oh, can we get one of those auto kickers? Like, remember? Just auto kick it.
I'd rather have that than this bullshit.
Yeah. So and then going through the stats, obviously everything kind of looked better. Jones completion percentage towards the end died down 178 yards, which is what's going on in the world today.
178 yards, 145 of them were fucking Nabers. That's another thing. You got to start finding other guys, man. You got to start finding these other receivers.
Well, do we want to see Hyatt play?
Yeah, I do. I really do.
So the distribution on targets was 1 for Singletary, which I find that odd. Singletary is very good at receiving back. So 1 target there, 4 for Robinson for a total of 18 yards, 4 for Slayton for a total of 33, and then a whopping 18 targets for Malik Nabers, 10 catches, 127 yards. Excellent with the touchdown. I like the mindset, like I said, about talking about the drop. Yeah, that was obviously massive. But and then the rushing game, Singletary is showing to be, that very, very efficient, effective, good value. At least 16 carries, 95 yards, and a touchdown, averaging 5.9. Jones got his 5 for 32. And then on the other side, Jaden Daniels, he needs to beef up, or he's going to be broken in half.
Yeah,
on a spear.
Yeah, he is.
So
yeah, I mean,
obviously
he looked pretty good, but he looks like he's a little out of whack though in the passing. But like I said, he made the passes down the field. We couldn't do that, and we couldn't stop him.
And even on that side, 5 sacks.
Yeah, exactly. 3rd and 15, baby. Yes, get off the field. Pass for fucking 16 yards. It's like, are you kidding me? Every time.
This might be the best outside of the last few games of the playoff season and the win against the Vikings. The best balanced game that we've had in like 6 years.
And we lost by field goals.
By a field goal. Dave says Singletary needs to change his number.
Why?
That's gone. Who hit it? A little Brandon Nimmo action. Sorry to bring that in the football show. Yeah, but obviously, again, like Timmy, like you said, in the end, couldn't get off the field. Long drives, scramble plays.
And
That's
they
that's
love
been
getting
our.
penalties. Jones to Neighbors for 15 holding. I was like, every time I see that flag and I get like ulcers. I can't do it anymore.
It's tough, and then you start to look at the schedule here, and you just don't. You got and we'll talk about Cleveland in a second here. At Cleveland, which the only thing I really worry about is the defense and holding them down. Cowboys at Seattle, Bengals, Eagles at Pittsburgh, then at home against the Commanders, who you just lost to. Week 10, maybe we can beat the Carolina Panthers.
We might go back to back Commanders Panthers victories, baby.
No, because then we'll start getting excited. Then we'll be like, all right, we're 2 games out of the playoffs.
Not if we're 0-7 up to that point. We're not getting excited.
Hey, if the Eagles and the Cowboys keep playing the way they are,
that's true. It'll be another one of those 6-win division wins.
Yeah,
When we're in.
All right, let's talk about the upcoming game against the Browns in Cleveland. Makes matters worse. In Cleveland, though it is Deshaun Watson, you still have that defense, and you don't know what our defense might make Deshaun Watson look like, either worse than what he is, or like what we did in Week 1 with Darnold.
I said the defense is improving. They just got to stop with the long plays, and they got to get off the field at third down. I mean, it's
penalties, stupid,
fucking Groundhog Days. We've been saying this shit for 7 years, man. It's the same shit. Figure it out. Get off the field. Give the offense a time. Plus, the offense, I fully believe in. You got to get that energy going. You got to get consistency going. They never do. They never have enough time out there. You got to let them get out there.
But imagine the nightmare of having or trying to cover Neighbors, Hyatt, Slayton with his speed, Wan'Dale Robinson running around underneath. All that speed out there, put pressure on the defense. Put pressure on these guys to cover these cheetahs.
Yep.
Cheetah 2.0s or whatever. You just don't know what'll happen. And Daboll, I don't know. Again, we've said this. What have you got to lose? Air it out. Daboll, open up your freaking playbook. Stop with this. As Roman Reigns says, it's like missionary every week.
Maybe it's the water boy, like the water boy. Maybe someone stole his notebook and he can't fucking,
I guess.
Coach Klein. He's Coach Klein. That's what I'm going to call from now on, Coach Klein.
Tibbs says. Dave says Tibbs needs to be a little bit more impactful on defense.
Yeah, they all do.
Yeah.
How many times have you said Brian Burns these 2 weeks? Not a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man
we were very excited about that.
Spider-Man needs to fucking come back down to earth, dude.
Yes.
So, but listen, I like the way the defense they improved. They're looking a little better. It's just mental mistakes at this point. Hopefully they keep improving. We can stop Cleveland. I think we honestly can stop them.
Yep.
But again, I'm worried about Myles Garrett completely wreaking havoc on Daniel Jones's poor groin. That's what he's going to do. Punch him right in the groin. That's going to be under that.
And you would expect to see a little bit more passing out of the backfield, a couple more screens here, because you got that dude out there looking for your ass. Jones already having nightmares about him right now.
But like you said, Singletary is known to be a good receiving back.
Yeah.
One target to him.
And was he in Buffalo when Daboll was there?
I believe so. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense why Jalen Hyde's been sitting for 2 years. It doesn't make sense. Well, Allen Robinson was hurt though. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense why you're not using these guys the way they're supposed to be used. I don't get it.
Dave likes clean cut Jones. is better than bearded half a cent Jones. Is the fact that he didn't call him half a cent in the clean cut part like
I don't know.
feels awkward to me?
He looked all right last
Not-
week. All right, not good. He looked all right. Did it make as long as you don't make mistakes, I can be satisfied. It's like like you said, Steve. At this point this year, 180, 200 yards is great. The way the league has been lately.
Yeah. What was like Aaron Rodgers, didn't he have sub 200? A lot of guys that we talked about this. I feel like last year on Unsportsmanlike. There's a lot of under 200. I mean, you still got your guys, but there's a lot of under 200 yard passing yard games that turn into victories. And they actually talked about that on I don't know what podcast I was listening to, but for fantasy this year, you got more field goals being kicked than passing or receiving. What was it, 35 receiving touchdowns on Sunday or something like that?
Yeah.
So when you think about that compared to the receiving yards or the rushing yards, it's like you're seeing a little shift. I'll give a little credit to Aaron Rodgers.
I would have drafted a kicker in the first round if I knew this was going to be the way it was. Kicker, first and second round.
20 points.
First and second round, baby. Kickers all the way. Got 2 kickers locked up.
Aaron Rodgers, a couple of years ago, still with the Packers, he did an interview. He says, I can already see the shift back to more running, back to less passing offense. That was a couple of years ago.
You know what the problem that is, though? The running back is not.
Like, so what happens with that?
Yeah, just like.
So now next year we start paying them again?
Yeah, because like fantasy, fantasy proves it. If you don't get one of the top 3 for running backs, you're fucked.
Yeah.
So if you don't pick first, I picked 7th, I think. I was like, I ain't getting a running back. I'm going to stock up on receivers, which I did. But I knew I wasn't going to get a great running back anymore. They're all gone already.
Yeah. Well, and then you get screwed with a guy like McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Ugh, fantasy,
hey, I had him 1 year. He was phenomenal for me. So
yeah.
Thanks CMC for my one good year with him.
All right. So you got a defense that's up and coming with the Giants against a really tough defense in the Browns. You got the line that's played a little bit better for the Giants last year, especially. Quarterback that played a little bit better. Everybody played a little bit better, but it was against the Commanders. Let's see what this team can do. And when you think about it, and it starts with the play calling, you're already kind of discouraged.
Mm-hmm. I will say one thing.
It's vanilla.
Second round, Drew Phillips. Maybe we take Drew Phillips second round.
Second,
the cornerback, whatever.
Yeah,
I like him a lot. He's making rookie mistakes. Obviously, that's just going to happen. But I like that kid a lot. I think he's going to be very, very good. Him and what's his name they're going to be great together.
And they were down on our corners in our secondary.
No,
that was our.
Well, the safeties in that can use a little work, but I mean, I like our 2 corners. Build around them, and I think we'll be okay.
Yep. That's the key, though. You stick to the plan.
Yeah.
Like the Daboll, like the offensive play calling, the plan should be progressing here. And again, not to beat a dead horse, or as Rodriguez likes to say on the Put in the Book show, not to beat a dead seal, but it's like you have 0 to lose. Daniel Jones is done. This is his last hurrah with the Giants, unless he throws for 4,500 yards or some crazy shit, and then reel it back in, and Dave will be pissed. But air it out. Let him. This, like, from here on out should be his audition to be a backup quarterback somewhere.
The only way he's coming back is if he goes undefeated against the NFC East, throws 5 touchdowns per game in those games, and dominates. And that's just not going to happen.
Dave's like, well, that's nothing.
No, it's not going to happen. He's gone. He's done.
Yeah. Is what it is. All right, so let's do some predictions here, Timmy. Giants at the Browns. Let's do scores. Dave, get your score in. Get your score in down there too, Dave.
I told you I'm not picking them anymore. So
yeah, I can't. Yeah.
After what happened last week too, I was. I'm going to say the Browns especially because they're at home also. 23-10? 23-10 maybe? Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong.
Yeah, if the Cleveland defense is on, I don't know how we score a touchdown. This is where I'm at. This is where I'm at.
He got 17. Look at that.
17.
He got them scoring over me. I only got them
All
scoring
right.
10.
And spoiler alert, he has Daniel Jones 31 of 37 for 345 yards, 2 touchdowns. I got 21-6. I don't know that we get in the end zone.
Okay. I can't fault you. Can't do it.
This is where we are, people. This is where we are.
This is when you're doing a show about your favorite team and you can't even pick them to win week to week.
Can't do it. We tried. Tim, I talked you into the first week, and then we said last week if there's ever a week to pick Daniel Jones and the Giants to beat the Commanders, that didn't history had to be made for that not to happen.
If they go on an epic losing streak this year, like it's really bad, I think we should switch to Indiana Fever show.
There you go.
Featuring
Caitlin Clark.
At least you know we're going to get something good out of it.
Yes, historic moment. Good historic moments.
Exactly.
All right. I think we've cut. Anything else that you want to touch on from the Giants week 2 going to week 3?
No, except LT did say that him and a bunch of 50-year-olds could go out there and beat our team, and I believe him.
I do.
I believe him.
Eli's first time on the ballot. We talked a little bit on last night on unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 1, baby. He's in. He's in like Flynn.
No doubt.
Yeah, we allowed Ant to just make the case.
And he made the case, see?
He set it out for us.
Him who wasn't convinced, and he made the case for himself and changed his mind. That's all you got to do. You throw the numbers up there. That's all you got to do. Throw the numbers.
And what about
2 MVPs?
Yes,
one of the greatest. I count the helmet as one of the greatest catches of all time, and a great play. The Munt to Manningham, one of the greatest fucking throws you're ever going to see in your life. I don't care.
Unbelievable.
I don't care what you say.
First ballot. He's in. I cannot wait. Man, once a Giant, always Giant. Got you respect that. Other guys would have went on to different cities and filled a role or whatever. Once a Giant, always Giant. 2-time Super Bowl MVP. And who else was on that list? Montana, obviously Brady, Mahomes, and there was just 5 guys total in the history of football.
Mm-hmm.
In the history of football. The scramble, exactly. The what's this? Joe Buck, thinking that he was getting sacked. Down goes, and he stays up, heaves it, and your lackluster call on that. Lackluster.
Even Troy Aikman was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, he was like, "Oh."
No, yeah, the great. That's top 3 greatest plays in Super Bowl history. And then that pass to Manningham, that's a fucking perfect pass. Nobody was catching that ball except for Manningham. That was pinpoint perfect. And what do you do in that game? Walked him down the field for a touchdown.
Done.
And didn't wait for no fucking Adam Vinatieri goddamn field goal to win it.
Yes, Timmy. Yes. He made the one interception was that tip in that first run. And of course it was in Super Bowl. But I mean, he was like, you just talk about the teams that he beat, where he beat them, that the Coughlin Red Face Bowl, 900 below zero.
In San Fran, he won. Got the shit beat out of him. Stayed in that game. Twice in Green Bay. I mean, that's right there.
Rodgers and Favre.
And Dallas. In Dallas.
And Dallas with Romo with the pick in the end zone to end that game. That was great.
R.W. McCoy.
You see how we landed nicely?
Yeah,
we talked about current, and then we landed nicely with Eli heading.
That's the only way you can do it without every week. We should pick an old player to talk about just to make us happy on the way out.
Yes. now, had fate intervened and we would have met back in that time, we would be an elevated podcast by now. We'd be nationwide, all this stuff. Dave says Road Warriors 09, no, 07, the first one. 11 in a row? 11 straight. That's where Strahan was on the stage. 11 straight. London. We stomped them out.
Including London.
Let's go.
All the way to London to win that game. That piece of shit game.
Piece of shit. All right, Timmy, let's close out here. We got the Jets and Patriots coming up here in a few minutes here. Fuck, Phillies are scoring a run. All right, Timmy, what you got on the way out?
On the way out, I'm not picking them to win, but I have a glimmer. Like I said, the defense improved a little bit. I mean, you look at the offensive line stat-wise, it's really not as bad as I thought it was going to be. He just got to find something to like bring it all together. Something, and that's you fucking Coach Klein. Bring that shit together, man. I don't care what you got to do.
Skinny bastard.
Get some fucking Fumblerooski, some from annexation of Puerto Rico plays. I don't care what you got to do to get this goddamn offense shaken up. Do something. A little imagination, please. And you'll see them start putting points on the board.
Yes. Look what they did. So I'm going to hold on to the glimmer of hope here at the end that Daboll was like, oh, shit, the line is blocking. Now I can create these other plays starting next week. I just pulled that out of my ass.
And the lines, the more they play together, the better they're going to get. So
yeah, right. Look at this troll. He's troll of trolls. Ohtani, 3 home runs and 10 RBI in a game. Are we not testing him tomorrow? God, he should be not allowed to win the MVP because of the betting scandal. God. 3 home runs and 10 RBI and 2 stolen bases, Tim. What is that? That's not human.
He wanted to get it over with.
Fuck.
He's like, I don't want to wait like a week or 2. I'm going to do it all today. Let's get it done.
All right. That does it for us today. Go enjoy Patriots and the Jets. Jets are, I think, is still a 6-point favorite. Had a lot of sweeps yesterday on our rundown, but go enjoy that. As for the New York Football Giants, we keep you updated on everything that's going on, good or bad or ugly, tonight, through the weekend, through the game, and let's see if the boys, and namely Daboll, can surprise us with some good play calling. All right, peace out, everybody, and we will talk to you next week. Let's go Giants. Wrong one.
I was going to say, it was the wrong one again.
You're Caitlin.
That's 2 weeks in a row you did that in this show. Come on, man. You're better than that.
Actually, wasn't it supposed to be like let's do the Groundhog Day closing. Peace out, everybody. Groundhog Day, season 7, episode 2, out.
Little